This train station got here a year after the first act of Our Town. Hi, I'm KP Powell, director of Thornton Wilder's Our Town here at the American Shakespeare Center, and I'm going to take you along with me as we spend a day in our town, get it, of Staunton, Virginia. Let's go. My first impression was that this is really boring. I had to read it when I was in grad school. We had this long, extensive reading list of 200 plays and books and things, and Our Town was one of them, and it was super famous, and I read it, and all I kept thinking was, nothing happens. This is so boring. It's like, oh, the guy delivered the milk again, and everyone's asking about the weather. But then, once I did it, and once I saw it, I was pulled into oh, but that's really all that matters in life. When you think about the people you miss, you think about, oh, do I still remember my grandmother's voice? Do I still have a voicemail with it? What did their hands feel like? What did it smell like in their home or in their kitchen, or being remembered like dogs or having cat hair everywhere? It's those are all the little things that actually make life worth living. Hello. But they're making the waffle cones and they let the smell drift out. You're I see what you're doing. The smell of a waffle cone, who knew I would love that? Upon seeing Our Town, one of the things I noticed was how fast it goes, which I think really plays into its own message about how fast life goes. That you start and it feels well, nothing's happening, and all of a sudden you get towards the end and it's over, and you're wait a minute, why am I heartbroken? Why am I filled with joy? I'm conflicted with so many different emotions that are battling each other. But it's because it's constantly reminding you, hey, yesterday was another day you didn't talk to your brother. Yesterday was another day you didn't start reading that book or working out or whatever it is you want to do. And it can be inspiring or it can be debilitating. And I think the hope is that we push people more towards the inspiring about hey, no, you didn't do it yesterday, but you're still here today. You want to do something today? And oh no, it's the star of the season, Summer England. I am.
Are you, do we have an ad? Do we have an ad for this?
Speaking to the mic.
Are we sponsored? Are we sponsored by Split Banana?
Those of you who don't know, please go purchase the book by author Summer England.
Say it like you mean it. USA Today best-selling
author. Oh! In a small town, you really feel how the community expects something from you. And I like how in our town, especially doing it here, how it kind of reminds people how important community is, what it looks like for people to come together, what it looks like to just, when people block off the street and it fills with people, it's a completely different feeling and vibe and energy, and there's kids around and there's young people around, and then there's the older people sitting with their cigars watching the kids, and it's those things that I think, going back to the first question, makes our town pop. It's all those little things of, oh, remember how this is there and this is this and this is this, and everyone hanging out. It's the kind of community you can't get in a big city. Our town demonstrates in the most gentle way, the most celebrational way, how difficult it is to be a human being. Yeah, it is sad and difficult to sit with, but also a celebration. Because again, you're not alone. Every other human being has felt whatever it is you're feeling. Well, not everyone, but at least one other. I think my other favorite line in the play is, humans were meant to go through life 2 by 2. 'Tain't natural to be lonesome. And I think that's the most human thing that there is that nobody wants to feel alone. And it's worse if you're in a small town, if you feel like you're alone and isolated, because you can feel the connection of everyone around you, and it feels like something you're excluded from. And so that line always kind of sticks out to me, because that's the whole reason I do theater, is because of the ways that I've watched movies or things, and in those moments felt like, oh, if somebody else felt this way, then I'm not alone. And I think it's so important in life to always make sure people don't feel alone. My drive for doing theater or performance of any kind, whether it's writing or directing or acting or stand-up or anything, it's to get a group of people for a moment to feel like one. that they breathe together, that they laugh together, that they sigh together, that they cry together, and you can leave going, oh, well, I wasn't alone in that. I felt an entire room feeling those things with me. And again, I just think it's important for any individual to never feel left out or alone. I don't know about you, when I go to the ballpark, that's all I want is just a line of mustard. Or productions done at the ASC, you always need a strong ensemble. But for things like our town, it's really hard to sell to a small knit communities that small community vibe without it feeling real and authentic. But it's in those little things about making the interactions feel like, oh, we all know what it's like when you're walking down and you bump into somebody. It's like, how are the kids? How's the dog? Oh, they're in college already. Oh my God. All those things are, the more that they can feel that energy between the actors, the more that when the actors turn and invite them in with our audience contact, that they're ready to go, yeah, I want to be a part of Grover's Corners. I want to help any way I can. And there's lots of moments where the actors in a traditional production would be talking to invisible people, like that's how it is in the script. And I was like, well, we don't do that. So all these invisible people, look who you have right here. That gallant stool is now Mrs. Louise, and this is Fred, and this is Irma, so that they feel like, oh, I'm really a part of this town, right? Like trying to transform Staunton to Grover's Corners as opposed to trying to bring Grover's Corners to Staunton. It's like, no, we already know what this town is like. So when Ron, who plays our stage manager, is like referencing the railroad tracks while we're in the Playhouse, it's like, well, they're over there, so why don't we actually point towards the direction that the railroad tracks are and which direction they go, so that anybody who happens to notice is like, wait, that actually is where our railroad tracks are. And it's those little things, I think, that help a play feel more specific and less like, hey, here's us doing a play for you. It's like, no, here's us doing a play with you. A play that's inviting you to say, hey, take this with you as you leave and talk about it on the ride home, and talk about it when you're sitting with your dog, and think about all the ways in which you could help your community, right? About how many times you've been asked to volunteer for the school and you're like, you know what, maybe I can do a little something. That's the hope, is to have people more excited to be a part of their community, as opposed to feeling like a bunch of individuals saying, what can I do to get myself ahead? Like, no, what can I do to make the world around me better? And then we all move ahead. That's the hope. But, you know, anytime you come near the human race, there's layers and layers of nonsense. Thornton Wilder, our town. Thank you for spending the day with me here in our town. Please come and visit our town and check out Thornton Wilder's Our Town, playing now through August 9th at the American Shakespeare Center, the world's first recreation of the Blackfriars Playhouse, Shakespeare's indoor playing space, right here in Staunton, Virginia.